Hello, hello, and welcome to Temple of False Pod, where decks are not optimized, but our plays sure as heck are fun. I'm Andy.
I'm Bruce.
And welcome back to our little vignette, as Bruce likes to call them. Well, I like to call them that too now. We've been doing them for so long, I guess I can stop with that. We're between seasons right now, so we're just doing little itty-bitty episodes, 10-15 minutes, you know. You get the thing. You understand.
Look, everybody needs their Temple of the False Pod fix. So we're just giving you just a little something just to get you through the week.
Especially our editor. Me. But we use this time to talk about anything we want, which is, I guess, not very different than our normal episodes. But this is a little bit looser, you know?
Yeah.
Which I guess we could probably bring into our normal season, but you know what? This is now. We're doing this now. And today, for show and tell, I brought in Manascape Refractor. It's a 3-mana artifact, 3 generic, enters the battlefield tapped. Manascape Refractor has all activated abilities of all lands on the battlefield. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to pay the activation cost of Manascape Refractor's abilities. So, I heard about this card from Commander Sphere, the late, the great. And if you love 3-mana mana rocks, this is like the pinnacle, right? Like, the only thing that could be better about this is if it came in untapped. But to have an artifact that acts as any land that is yours or your opponent's means that this is a 40-cent Gaea's Cradle. This is an Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. This is I guess you don't need more than one of those. Actually, it's not, because that's not an activated ability. So, whoops. This is your second Alchemist Refuge.
Mm-hmm.
This is a strip mine. This is there's so many possibilities with this, right?
Yeah. This is a strip mine that can't be strip mined back.
Yeah.
This is your Maze of Ith. This is all of those expensive lands that have activated abilities that don't tap for mana, that you can't afford anymore because Wizards just won't print them anymore, and you know. And only the folks who got them years ago are the only ones who actually have them. This is sweet.
I've been playing with this in one of my new decks. Playing is a strong word. I've been playtesting on Moxfield, so just kind of like drawing some hands, just kind of playing out like simple turns and stuff. Mm-hmm. Some cool things that I've realized about this. One, it untaps with Unwinding Clock, unlike any of your other lands. This also, and I think this is one of my favorites so far, even though it's very simple and very kind of like low-powered. If you have it on the battlefield when you play one of your like Karoo or like Ravnica dual lands, the ones that bounce, it taps for 2 mana.
Yes.
It also, if you had Temple of a False God, taps for 2 mana.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Andy, does it get around the restriction? Because it taps for the activated ability, but
I think the restriction is part of the ability. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So no.
I was thinking, but yeah. All right. Good enough.
But like, if you have access to 3 mana and one of your lands is Temple of the False God, then you probably already have 5 lands out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's unless it's literally your 4th land, but it's fun. I don't know, like the amount of utility lands that it hits is, I mean, all of them, obviously. There's going to be very few that you're going to care about the triggered ability, like with like what's it called? Field of the Dead. There we go.
Okay.
Like for Field of the Dead, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands, with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie. This doesn't hit it, which is fine. I mean, this is a 35-cent card. You're not playing this to do that. You're playing this to, I don't know, trying to think of a different utility land.
Well, I mean, you hit on a bunch of them. Kessig Wolfrun. Congratulations. Now all of your creatures get to have trample too. And it doesn't cost you red, green, and X. It just costs you 2 and X. Yeah. So it's just, a lot of times it just makes the card even better.
It really does help too with like that kind of thing where if you're just straight up missing the pips that you need for your own lands, say you have Sunhome out, Fortress of the Legion, and like you have 4 mana, but you're missing a white, right? Like you can pay for, give your creature double strike, or whatever. You got Academy Ruins. You got there's so many that it benefits. That it's like, if you're playing 3 mana rocks, why aren't you playing this one, right? I guess like the only reason you wouldn't be is if it's off theme, which it's generic.
Yeah, off theme, and this is a 3 mana rock that comes into the battlefield tapped. So you're waiting, and that's a lot longer than some folks who are playing in a more competitive meta or a faster meta just can't wait that long. I get that, but this gives you everything, and there is so much stuff that your opponents. I mean, I guarantee that you're going to have at least, forgetting about the fact that it taps for any of the 5 colors, because that's essentially what you're going to get. But you're also going to get some other kind of bonus. Whether you're going to get a land that taps for 2 mana, whether you're going to get it so that it taps for 2 mana, whether you're going to get it where, like in reference to all of those cards that we've listed so far. There are so many lands that do so many different things, and everybody's playing them. You're going to get benefits from this. From your opponents. Forget about doubling up your own land's abilities.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So, yeah.
It gives you choice. It gives you power. And, I mean, really, like, the issues that you're going to come across are the fact that it comes in tapped. Like, even the fact that it costs 3 mana, not a huge deal. Because generally the things that you will want to be doing with this are going to be a little bit later on in the game anyway.
Right.
But it is an artifact and not a land, and that is much more easily interactable with things that untap things. And granted, it is also more easily removable. But I think my favorite thing to do with this is just like have it out, look around, see what's going on, see what other people are doing. You can activate this as a Myriad Landscape and get just 2 more lands, like, and then sack your actual Myriad Landscape, get 2 more lands.
Right. Well, it's the best part is you save that for when somebody tries to destroy all of your artifacts, or just this one. It's like, okay, well then I'll just go get lands.
Yeah. It's funny because it doesn't work with Cavern of Souls or that type of thing where it's like when it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you tap it, you don't have a chosen creature type.
Sure.
And then obviously, like I said before, like it doesn't work really with Urborg or Yavimaya, where those are static abilities, and you don't like redundancy doesn't help anything in those cases.
Right.
And this is the competitive side of me, but it works amazing wonders with Urza's Saga. As you're like ticking up, you're creating either colorless mana, or you're creating the construct tokens, or well, I guess that's it, because the third one is not an activated ability. But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like I had a lot to say about this, but also at the same time, just like it really speaks for itself. And at 40 cents, it's worth checking out.
Right.
I think that this is such an incredible. I mean, kind of like we talked about last break with Fractured Power Stone. I think that this hits that like casual niche really well, but it also scales because it is affected by your opponent's battlefield, and to be able to use your opponent's stuff without like taking it is still like toes that line of like being fairly casual and being fairly social without being like oppressive. And it's nice, it's fun, it gets you out of tricky binds, and at worst it's a basic, right? Like at worst it taps for any color that somebody like it's essentially an exotic orchard at some point in the game, right? So who cares? But that's worst case scenario, right?
Oh yeah, no, there's it's a bottomless pit. You are going to get like just if you know you're running it, you are already going to be running a bunch of lands that have activated abilities, just that you want to get duplicated, and and your opponents will be running cards, and they will regret running those cards when they realize that you've got an artifact that's going to allow them to do it. Any of the man lands, you now activate without the color. You just need to have the total cost. I'm like, somebody runs a Celestial Colonnade, now you do too. Somebody runs you name it, you get it. So that's
yeah. Oh, so like obviously I recommend this for any deck that you can afford to put a 3 mana rock in, because why not? But there are like certain niches that this really does come in very handy. One being like any deck that you're planning on stealing things from your opponent, so like Gonti, Tasha, that type of thing, where you want to be activate. Yeah, you need the color. So like anywhere you're going to put an exotic orchard, anywhere you need color that your deck doesn't naturally produce. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Or let's see, Arcane Lighthouse is like a fun one. I think that's the one that you draw a card, discard a card.
I think so.
Yeah. But oh no, Arcane Lighthouse is it's a different lighthouse. Also still great in this. Arcane Lighthouse is 1 and tap until end of current turn. Creatures your opponents control lose Hexproof and Shroud and can't have Hexproof or Shroud, which is pretty great.
That is pretty great.
But I mean, like we said, this was going to be a short one. I don't really have much else to say about this card, other than go pick up a play set, put them in your decks, try them out.
Yeah.
If you have any cool interactions that you've come across with this card, let us know in the comments below or wherever. Yeah. Anything else?
Before you even buy the card, play your next Commander game and just look at all of the lands that are on the battlefield and think of how many times this card would be giving you something you didn't have before, or giving you the option to do it twice if it's one of your own lands. And then say to yourself, is this going to be worth it? Because I think for a number of the metas out there, I think, yes, this is definitely going to be worth it. And, it'll just go that way. You're not going to be disappointed. I think you might be a little surprised by how frequently you could be getting something extra.
Yeah. And I think, especially too, where if you are in a meta where your opponents tend to play like more expensive lands.
Mm-hmm.
Having that access is just, it's nice, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna... I was not in the game when I could affordably get a Gaia's Cradle, or... is Cabal Coffers a land?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
These are cards that your opponents might play, and to have access to it, it's just nice. So, anyway, that's all I got. So we'll be back next week with our full-length episodes. They're only slightly longer. Let's be honest, they're like 20 to 30 minutes. But we'll be back next week with our episode, season 15. Wow.
Keeps rolling.
So, yeah. And our wonderful countdown to BrewCon. So we'll be back next week for that. We got, I don't know, like 3 weeks left. I went blurry. We're down below the fall spot. Where our decks are not optimized, but our plays sure as heck are fun. I'm Andy.
I am Bruce.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, press that subscribe button. Have a great night. Play some Magic for me, and may your 5th land be the temple.
Bye!
Wait. Before you go, I just wanted to say thank you for listening. You can reach out to us via email at falsepodmtg@gmail.com or Blue Sky @falsepodmtg. Bruce is @manaburned, and I'm @AndyWeekend, though you'll definitely notice I use the podcast Twitter far more often. Now that we've got you here, make sure you subscribe, like, rate us on whatever podcast platform you use. It helps us out. It gets us more reach. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Like a video there. Leave some comments for more casual enjoyment. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with some more timeless discussions about all things casual. So come hang out, and may your 5th land be the temple. Bye-bye. Should I do my best, Bruce? Bye!